I'll continue on in a moment. This is versus in Puyo. Okay, so you just got to beat this person in a regular game of Puyo.
Okay.
But anyway, as I was, you might want to turn on the auto.
Auto is on, it says.
I thought that's to turn it on.
Oh.
Battle with your own illusions.
But like in 15, for instance, even though so this is so hard to describe to people. So 15 is a fantasy. Like there's monsters in the world, there's magic and stuff, but it also feels very like I don't want to say grounded because it isn't really.
Or maybe these stories just aren't as epic as they used to be. I don't know.
Well, it's not even that. Like I'm talking like, for instance, the past few Final Fantasy games, they don't have Moogles.
Oh, you do know one of your figurines is bottom of there.
Yeah, I can do without some other point. It's not too big of a deal.
Don't bother me with this entire session.
They're the Moogles. They like if they're in the game at all, they're like a soft toy or a keychain or something like that.
Ooh, no, there is Moogles in Final Fantasy X.
Did someone call for anybody?
Well, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy X.
Okay. And sometimes there is actual Moogles.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like 15 onwards. I feel like they really cut back on that stuff.
True.
Like in 15, you didn't have any Moogles, as far as I
don't even think they were even mentioned. Chocobos were there, I'm pretty sure.
Chocobos were there, but they were also relatively minor, because here's the thing, folks. What is the purpose of a chocobo in most Final Fantasies?
It's to help you get around the bigger areas faster. Which is why in Final Fantasy X-2, they're only in like the bar plane. Not the far plane, I mean the grasslands and the high road.
Yes.
Are you sure
I don't think you can ride chocobos anywhere else. Where you can take them, but you can't ride them physically.
Yeah, I don't think you can, yeah.
I think you can ride them from one part to another, but it's an automatic thing. And then in the grasslands and the high road, you could actually ride them.
So in 15, you have a car.
You do? Yeah, you do have a car, actually.
So, like, why would you ever... I mean, I can't even remember if you can actually, like, just hire a chocobo and run around with it. But, like, why would you if you have a car? Plus, you also have fast travel, I think. Which means
Kinda?
you can just go wherever you want. So, kind of, what's the point with the chocobo anymore? Like, in the earlier Final Fantasies, it was a huge thing when you got a certain type of chocobo. Like, in Final Fantasy VII, like, people will remember this, like, you breed chocobos. And you can eventually breed a golden chocobo, and the golden chocobo is, like, the best... I think literally the only thing it can't do is dive under the water. And that's it. Every other aspect it can actually do. It can cross mountains, it can cross deep sea. There's even an island that you can't access any other way other than a golden chocobo, which contains the most powerful summon in the whole game. So there's that, and then also Final Fantasy IX, my personal favorite video game of all time.
Following faster in this one.
They do look like they're going a little faster. I think you can, in settings, set different speeds, and maybe in the main adventure game, maybe like each level has its own like set-in speed. I'm not 100%, but it is certainly looking faster now that you pointed out. But in Final Fantasy IX, you have this whole side quest to do with finding chocographs. And as you're finding these chocographs, you are upgrading your chocobo, essentially. And, your chocobo, again, like, it's like, can they go into shallow water? Can they climb a mountain? Can they go across deep sea? All that kind of stuff. Eventually, I think they can fly. Which is always like the big deal.
I do feel like, yeah, it's moving faster.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I agree with you.
Okay.
But like that was always a huge thing, and often like these, if you like bred a really good chocobo, it would actually be better literally than any airship usually in those games. Like the airships you'd usually get as part of the story. And that was kind of cool, you know, the optional content that makes travel easier. Now, you do... I mean, I don't know if you know this, Kathlynn. I don't even know if I should talk to you.
Yeah, I feel like the moving faster is really throwing me off.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh my god.
But you can fly with your car eventually in 15.
Yeah, I think you can.
That's a decent one. That blocked off a lot of his potential moves. Oh, but he set that up, okay. Only a 2-chain. Okay.
Oh, I see. I wanted to move it. Oh, oh fuck! I should have switched it around. There we go.
But point anyway with that is like, so like that isn't in 15 at least. You don't. That isn't something that really happens. Like the Chocobo is essentially irrelevant to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's there because it's Final Fantasy.
Yes, yes.
And that's it.
Not the.
And not every Final Fantasy has like living living
What
Moogles
the?
and
Oh,
stuff.
fuck's sake! Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, so he's getting lots of chains, you see. So
It's moving faster. What's up?
I think did I not explain my theory?
No.
I said I think in like custom games you can set the down speed, but I think in adventure mode it naturally gets faster as it goes on.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I think. I can't say that with 100% confidence, but I do know you can like adjust how fast they come down in other modes. And I also know you don't want to hear this, but some people prefer going faster because like it makes it easier for them to like set up chains and stuff. But
Okay.
I mean, obviously for you like to take a bit of time and just contemplate what your next move is going to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Final Fantasy. So there's that. And, you know, again, I don't know what the Chocobos are like in Final Fantasy 16. I don't think, from what I can tell, although I could be wrong because I haven't played it yet, I don't think there's any Moogles in Final Fantasy 16. But, oh, you might have got this. Oh, no, you didn't. You're very close, though. But yeah, so there's that. So the question again becomes, what is Final Fantasy? Because also, even the tone hasn't been consistent in the past. Like, if you look at the tone... Actually, oh, you know what's a really good example of this?
I won!
Yeah.
I don't know how I won.
Because you basically managed to, like, block off his path, like, in, like, the most opportune time.
Oh, I didn't know I did that, but okay.
Because he couldn't progress
I'm glad to hear
when you blocked off a certain line.
Thanks, Mako.
Now, he made a very good show of, like, surviving, because there was
Why are you
literally one
telling me?
point where
I'm just an
his
illusion.
entire screen was filled,
Yeah.
but
Well,
the
it's
two,
something.
these four Puyo in the middle
I see.
all matched up, so they, like, broke. That gave him a little bit of time to, like, try to survive. But usually what happens is in those situations, if they're really good, they can keep surviving and eventually work their way down. But if you push them a bit more, you can screw them over and, like, absolutely defeat them. So, yeah, that's also part of what I was talking about before, and I've mentioned this many times, so hopefully it doesn't sound too repetitive, folks, but, like, it's easier to screw someone over in Puyo than it is in Tetris. Because Tetris, you're pushing them up, and you don't have to deal with the stuff pushing you up until you get down to it. Whereas Puyo, stuff falls down and can block off potential paths. So,
Reach level 50 within...
again, I don't know what these levels signify. You don't even start with level 1. You're at level 45 right now. So I don't know what that even, like, you know, translates to. Come here.
I feel like even this is moving faster.
I would agree with you, because that looks quite a bit faster compared to the footage in the past of you playing it.
What?
So, with regards to Final Fantasy, like... Yeah, you've almost got it. Like... So, like, so the example I was going to say about tone, actually, and everyone always points this out because it's such a whiplash for a lot of people, is the tone from Final Fantasy X to Final Fantasy X-2. Because you go from what is, like, essentially a very somber kind of experience. Not to say that there isn't comedy in Final Fantasy X. There is, but it's also a world that is, like, has in some ways given up. It's like, you know, it's like, this is our life now. It's not great, but, you know, this is how we keep surviving. Whereas in 10-2, everyone's much happier, and, like, it actually makes sense in a way that it is that, because people are more free than they were before. But it can still like throw a lot of people off. You sound so confused over
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm just I don't know what was like the criteria of this, but
It was to get to level 50, I think.
yeah, but like
I think you can get 2 stars for this, I think.
let's say, oh yeah,
Because I think 60, you need to get to 60 for the full 3, but it's fine. Party mode, Puyo. So just like the other
I'm
one.
going to have to fight people from my past. Liddell and I always had good
But
pool matches.
yeah, so people get whiplash from that. And then even if you just compare
Always loved our
some of the
fights
other
too.
ones, like going from Final
Always
Fantasy
had extra practice.
4,
A proper
like say
leader
to
must
Final
always
Fantasy
focus
7,
on improving
or
herself.
even what happened was Final Fantasy 9 kind of went back to the tone of the earlier Final Fantasy. So going from 8 to 9 again threw people off because it was a less
That was strong too, but he
less
was
nihilistic world.
I saw into the future.
Um, kind of a bit more positive. Obviously, there's bad stuff going on in it, and a lot of dark moments. But like, the world itself seemed more joyful in a way that like 8's world wasn't, for instance. So even the tone is inconsistent in like entries that a lot of people would consider to be true Final Fantasy games, like proper Final Fantasy games. So you have that.
in my memory.
Combat system is something that a lot of people point out, but even again, you can kind of make an argument. Like the first 3 Final Fantasy games did not have ATB; they're fully turn-based.
I don't quite get it.
Then Final Fantasy 4 to 9 had ATB, which obviously that solidified it as like the default combat system that most people think about when you think about Final Fantasy. But then like Final Fantasy 10 changed their combat system again, where
Okay.
it was no longer ATB. It was like a full turn-based combat system. With that thing at the side that showed you like the turn order and how things adjusted the turn order. Final Fantasy 12 again had a very different combat system, where you didn't control your party in the same way. You gave them gambits and you told them like do this in this situation, and they would follow it. It's like you're coding them essentially. Final Fantasy 13 was kind of like going back to the ATB system, but even it like changed some stuff up. Like instead of like you selecting out your command each turn, there was like an auto command thing that filled stuff up. But you could do it manually if you wanted, but like it would like do auto stuff because it was meant to be like quick paced compared to like the older Final Fantasy games. And so they've always been like experimenting with their combat system in a way. And as I said, even in the entries where there's only the ATB system, you know, like from Final Fantasies 4 to 9, the way you developed your characters changed in each one as well. Even from an early on point. Like Final Fantasy 4 is like a very simple RPG development system in the sense that your characters, they level up, and when they get to certain levels, they gain new abilities. And that's it. Whereas, like Final Fantasy V, the game directly afterwards, Final Fantasy V has a whole job system where you can like level up different jobs that your characters have, and
Yeah.
you can, if you master a job, you can bring a an ability from one job to another, which is very different.
Fuck.
So, like, so what is Final Fantasy in a way? Like, is it the music? Even the composers changed over time. Like, I think Nobuo Uematsu had some relation with 10, but not much. It was mainly done by a different composer. And Final Fantasy 10 has some damn good music.
That's my favorite.
In terms of
Final Fantasy in
Oh.
general.
just overall.
Yeah,
Ah, okay, that's
but you
fair.
knew that already.
I wasn't 100%, but
You could have guessed.
if you had me guess, I would probably would have eventually. That would have been one of my first guesses. So like not even that applies. So it's just an interesting area. Like what is Final Fantasy? And the thing is, I guess ultimately, and this is a weird thing to say, it's almost dismissive in a way, and I don't mean it like that. But like Final Fantasy means different things to different people. You know? So like, there's some people who are going to look at certain Final Fantasy games and think they're not a Final Fantasy game. They don't feel like a Final Fantasy game, but other people will. based on other criteria. I think that's such a weird thing for a franchise to do. Like to say that you don't... Like, you can be a fan of a franchise for a long, long time. Like, I've been a fan of Final Fantasy since I was... I don't know, 10? Or something like that. But even I, as a fan, cannot definitively say what Final Fantasy is. Like, what is a Final Fantasy game compared to, like, any other game?
Yes. True.
And that's kind of weird. Because, like, you can point me at, like, Resident Evil, and I'd be able to tell you, like, why something is a Resident Evil game. Oh, that might actually work. Oh, no, because the reds went down.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. You got a vacuum suck. That's huge. But yeah, it's such a weird concept because, you know, a couple of years ago, if you'd asked
I
me
actually won.
because of the vacuum suck,
Nice.
I was worried you wouldn't get the vacuum suck because vacuum suck is such a huge thing. You just suck up like 1,000 points from the opponent and give it to yourself. That's a difference of 2,000. You know?
That's true.
So that is huge. So it's just funny from that perspective because again, in the past, if you'd asked me what is Final Fantasy, I would have told you my thoughts. And now I look back at it and I go, well, that doesn't actually apply to all the games. Because I might have said like ATB system, for instance. Like the ATB combat system.
You could say turn-based.
In a way, yes.
Final Fantasy has been turn-based since after 10.
13 is turn-based.
Kind of.
And actually, the other thing is, one of the annoying things about
It's not like the same as the other turn-bases, though.
But the other thing is that even this is actually kind of annoying because Final Fantasy 12 underneath it is a turn-based combat system. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And
I guess. Score.
And you can tell because I don't know if you'll.
This is the one where I need to be able to get Tetris.
Yes. This one you want to rack up as many points as possible. So, like in, I remember just going into this tower. I can't remember the name of the tower in Final Fantasy 12. And there's these like lightning horses in there. And the thing is, these lightning horses, like they'd cast their magic every so often. I'd be trying to cast my magic in turn. And what you realize in that situation when enemies are stacking up magic and you're stacking up magic is that you never actually cast magic at the same time. So like I'm literally standing there waiting because it's like I've got like it's like like
fuck.
I have a magic thing lined up, but I'm not able to actually to cast the spell until they're done casting their spell. So I just think that's kind of so it isn't actually like a real-time combat system. It's actually a lie.
Okay.
I just gave Kathlynn a thumbs up.
I think I'm happy with this one. I did this one right.
Yeah, you did 3 back-to-back Tetrises.
Yeah, because I purposely did that.
Yeah, but like, you know, some people might still struggle with it.
I didn't bother with the Tetris because I was like, you know
Well,
what?
it's about to run out.
Yeah.
Let's see if you actually get another star. Yay! I like how we had the same reaction. You're doing kind of okay in this act, actually, aren't you? Ooh, okay, so swap. You remember what to do is with swap.
Oh, it goes between
Puyo and Tetris.
Tetris, yeah. And I just have to win on one of the boards.
Yes.
Maybe it'll
And
change
near the end of a board, like when it's about to swap, stuff you do on that board might affect the next board.
That sounds like fun-tastrophe.
But yeah, so Final Fantasy, it's a weird one. It's certainly a weird one.
You can't just ruin people's memories.
In some ways, I guess, like, does it even apply to all of them, though? Like, obviously, crystals are usually very heavily associated with Final Fantasy. But, like, does every Final Fantasy game revolve around crystals?
You
I don't think so.
Oh,
Like, I'm trying to remember in Final Fantasy X, for instance.
Don't think so. I know it's spheres. Were they really crystals?
They're not really
They were like
crystals.
films, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, and also they're not like the main point of the story.
Wonder what powerful opponent
Either.
I'll face. I bet it'll
Like in
be
older
previous
Final
Tetris.
Fantasies, you know, the Aeon places, the temples you'd go to would be the crystal places. Those are Aeons. They're not the same as
Was
crystals.
12 have crystal? Well, they kind of do.
I'm having trouble
A
remembering.
little bit, I think. It's been a while, and also 12 is one of my
Yeah.
least favorites, so... Like, I've only ever played through all of 12 twice. Once on PS2 and once in the Zodiac Age version. And I remember I used to have Final Fantasy 12 tied at bottom with 3. Also, it's waiting for you, Caitlin.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading something there that came through. Okay, here we
Um,
go.